Hello and welcome back to our garden podcast with me, Ollie, and my brother Chris.
Hello.
We're in the jungle today, so we're going to do a bit more of an in-depth tour of Chris' garden and what he's achieved in a really small space in terms of the rainforest. And it's actually one of the hottest days of the year today, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah. Feels like I've gone swimming.
So today and tomorrow
Drenched.
we're looking at plus 30 degrees, aren't we? I think the next couple of days,
It's going to be a warm one.
to what the Met have said. So it's going to be a really warm one. So yeah, we're going to take you for a little guided tour, a bit more in depth, and talk about some plant names and some plant care in Chris Jungle. So we'll see you outside in a mo. So as promised, we're out in the jungle garden. We're on the top section on the boardwalk, and we're going to give you a little tour of Chris, the top section of Chris' garden, which is going to involve some tender house plants that you've bought outside.
Yep.
So where do you want to start with?
Well, we're on the boardwalk at the moment, so what we do, we tend to dot them around in and amongst the evergreens, the bamboos, and under the canopy, basically. So we've got tender begonias, bromeliads, which add quite cool effect. We've got another bromeliad there.
And when have you started to bring these out? Sort of May time?
These come out. No, this year was June. You've got to keep an eye on the nightly temperatures. Anything below 15, and they can get really stressed out. I mean, they're effectively houseplants, so you've got to bear in mind and treat them as if they're inside.
So you bought them out in June, and when will you then take them back in, or does it depend what plant it is?
They'll go back in probably around, temperature-wise, it's normally about mid to late September.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get away with it. I mean, some are a bit more stressed out by temperatures than others, so you just got to keep an eye on the temperature, really. But yeah, it's normally mid-September.
And obviously, when you're taking them back in, will they essentially become a house plant, and you'll be able to admire them kind of all year round, or will they shed their leaves and that will be it, go dormant?
It's some and some. Some go into the conservatory and just stay there, don't get watered, and then I see them again in 6 months' time. Other ones they'll come into the house and they will be a show plant, basically.
Yeah.
You've got the Caletheia here. That will come in. That'll come indoors. The bromeliads will also come indoors. The Coleus, this one here, that will probably. What I'll probably do, I'll probably uplift that, put that in a pot, and then take cuttings, I would think.
And will that stay in leaf through the winter months, or?
They do, but I've not had any luck at all ever with overwintering a Coleus.
So it'd be from taking cuttings that you'll then get. Again next year.
You can get them from seed. They start from seed really easily every year anyway. So it's just it's quite a big plant for something that you can start off by seed the following year anyway. So they're not really.
See, I bought two Coleus. My favourite one was destroyed within days by slugs, and the other one is similar to that. It's done really well actually under the banana.
We've got another one round on the other side of the boardwalk, which I'll show you in a bit. But it's quite a cool leaf. There's some really interesting ones now.
It looks good in the jungle, but it also looks good in my cottage border as well.
Yeah. Have you noticed the talking of cottage? That's just the standard Amistad. I've grown this before in previous years. I didn't this year, but I went to a garden centre I can't name, and it was £4.50. I couldn't. That wasn't B&M this time. So yeah, for £4.50, you can't leave that there.
So you're starting to bring the cottage into the jungle, like cottage.
Well,
I'm really conscious. I'm going to break this Ensete leaf, which is.
You'll be fine.
There'll be
another one in a couple of days. Especially.
Have we got anything else houseplant wise that you bought out around this top deck, or should we move on?
You've got a couple of tender ferns dotted around. The cristata, but people say that they're hardy, but I think I'll probably bring that in. That's not cristata. That's cristata's there by my foot. That one there, that will come in just to protect it, really, because it's just if you've got space to bring things in, it's worth doing, and then you can almost guarantee that you've got them for the next year as well.
Yeah.
We'll follow around the boardwalk.
My banana's doing well, isn't it? The one you're looking after.
This isn't your banana. This is my banana.
There's so many spiders out here today.
Yeah, it's definitely spider season.
Frogs are moving. Should we walk down this way or up and round?
We'll go around this way.
Go up and round, yeah.
Bird of paradise. Nikolai. The Tetrapanax is starting to sucker, but we'll leave those in. I think that's a Rex.
Yeah.
And that's a sucker from this main one here.
What? That's just wow.
Yeah, same as this one here. That's another sucker. So it's got to the point now where, you know, 3 plants.
So that has suckered from the roots of that.
These are from that, yeah.
From that, yeah.
Yeah.
From the roots.
Which is where the one I gave you, that's from this one as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just dig them up. They soak for a bit, but no, I mean they'll always come back. You can take, you can literally take a piece of root, and that will turn into a plant. Yeah. So they're really easy to do. So
yeah, they're cool. Aren't
here's the mulberry. It's got a really interesting leaf.
Has that been eaten by a leaf cutter bee?
No,
no.
That is the form.
Oh, that is the form of the leaf.
That's the form, yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes they come out like.
It looks like it's been chomped, doesn't it? Yeah.
But no, that is the leaf. So it's quite a cool one, different one. You don't see that in many of the other growers' gardens, actually.
Oh, my head.
Stumbled across that one. Fig tree.
Is that going to come in?
No, that'll stay out there, hardy. I got invited over by Philip Oostenbrink this week, who's the head gardener at Walmer Castle.
Walmer Castle Gardens, yeah.
And was head gardener at Canterbury Cathedral. He invited me over to see his jungle garden. That's been featured on Gardener's World.
Yeah.
He's written a book called The Jungle Garden, which has helped me massively over the years when I've got stuck with certain projects.
Was he nice to you? Was he good?
Lovely bloke. Yeah, absolutely lovely guy. He's invited me over to the castle to see the grounds there as well and have a bit of a tour.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Can I come?
We'll see. He's my new best friend. So.
And he give you a few plants as well, didn't he?
Yeah, we got a few plants. He's got the national collection of bromelias, so he gave me 4 or 5 different types of bromelia.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll show you those in a second. I've got a Tetrapanix Mayfang, and some other bits, yeah. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, really nice guy.
So have you arranged a date to go and see him yet or not?
Not yet, no. It will be this year.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe we can try and get him on one of these as well. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
To have a chat with him.
I'm sure he'd be willing to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right. The Muhlenbeckia has gone absolutely mad this year.
Yeah, you need to cut that back, I think.
That was just a plug plant in a 9cm pot about 3 or 4 years ago.
We saw that one of the shows this year as a tiny version, didn't we?
I think so,
and
yeah.
You spotted it out and said that's what, yeah.
But that's done really well. The Miscanthus has done really well this year. That's sized up nicely.
Definitely the best it's ever been, isn't it? Cheers.
Yeah, it's looking good. There's that other coleus. It's got really interesting. But again, I put that out, and the first night it was out, the slugs just went mad on it.
Frog in there. Frog got his head out. Do you have you struggled with slugs this year like everyone else?
Massively.
Yeah.
I didn't. The start of the season was okay. It's like the tail end of the season. Like now, it's just. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, it must be the wet weather, but
it's been the wet, and then I think they've just bred like mad, haven't they?
Yeah. There's another really cool begonia there. That will come in. That's the one we got from the Gardener's World Live.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's lovely that one, isn't it?
Another houseplant, philodendron.
Yeah,
different one.
Really nice,
but again, like I said in the other podcast, these are in pots. So all you do.
So make sure they're in a black pot, like you said in the previous
pot, yeah.
episode.
And then just stick it in behind a rock or under some foliage.
Yeah.
And you're none the wiser.
What's this one up here? Is this one in Monstera?
That's just a Monstera, yeah, standard Deliciosa. But again, it's
excuse me.
Yeah, really good effect.
So we're gonna head down to the bottom part, yeah.
We've got a Pilea insolens or insolens. Another interesting leaf shape. There's a Brimeria. And that probably looks like a stinging nettle to you.
I can't lie, it literally looks like a stinging nettle to me.
But when you know what you're looking for, there's another begonia. Stunning. I might try and overwinter that or take some cuttings from it. It's quite nice.
What's it?
It's a canna.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I think that's Red Russian. That normally should be about 5-6 foot, but it's not been a great year for cannas.
Yeah.
Or gingers.
I see you've got some nasturtiums there as well.
Yeah, I think that's self-seeded because I definitely haven't put that there. No, or you have.
That's from the cottage.
I might rip that out later.
No, it looks great.
We've got a begonia polka dot, which is another nice interesting leaf.
And with
the backs of the leaves are just a crazy plant.
Are you going to let temperature dictate when you start taking them in, or are you going to let the plant dictate?
No. It's always temperature.
So always based on temperature.
Yeah.
And what temperatures are we looking at in terms of when you really do start to take everything?
It will be about 15. Once the nightly temperatures are dropping about 12 to 15, then they'll come in. Got nice Norfolk Island pine. These they're tender, so that will be brought in as well. That was a gift from my stepmom. That was lovely. Again, that's in a pot, so hidden by leaves. Just cover the pot up with leaves.
Yeah.
And yeah, all you need to do is just lift it come when the cold weather comes.
And if you're walking around, you're literally none the wiser, are you? Yeah, it's looking really good. And they just add. I mean, you've obviously learnt this as well from other podcasters and videos on YouTube and stuff, haven't you? That people do these little tricks and bring the houseplants out, and when it's raining, I've seen people bring all their houseplants out to get the rainwater right and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of universally used, isn't it?
It's a neat trick, and it's really effective. You know, if you can hide the pot, it is a neat trick, and it does. You know, it finishes off the jungle. It gives it that proper vibe.
And are you? Obviously, we're now only literally a couple of weeks away from the open garden. Are you set? Are you happy? You still got lots to do, or
no? I'm happy with how it is now.
Just finishing touches,
yeah, and just keeping on top of the watering, because the weather is, it's really ramped up. It's really hot now. You get one hot day, and come home from work, and you can notice that the plants have been in the heat.
Yeah,
and the tetrapanics, some of the tetrapanics leaves have fared. I don't know if there's one that's. No, I'll show you on the other one, but some of the leaves are, you can tell it's been a hot day. Well, these ones here, I mean, that's heat.
Yeah, and we're due a really hot week now, aren't we? Going, next few days are gonna be really hot.
Keep on top of the water.
It doesn't look like we've got any rain for the next week or so, does it?
This is another cool trick to leave the dead leaves on the corder lines.
Yeah.
It just adds to
that natural jungle look. Yeah.
And the spiders love it.
So I'd be tempted just to rip all them off and
reveal the trunk.
Reveal the trunk, but it definitely adds that natural element, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be rustic. I mean, if you look on the floor and the paths, we just, if anything comes off, or leaves, or bits of stem and twig, we just leave them, and it just all adds to
that jungle
floor.
Yeah. No, it looks really good. So just excited now to get it towards the end of the summer in the open garden, and
it's nice to finally be outside and being able to enjoy the garden, because it's just been. I mean, the weather's been awful this year, isn't it? But
I mean, the summer's not been too bad now, is it? Now you think the last few weeks, we went camping a couple of weeks ago, and it was lovely, and it's kind of settled into summer now. And like we said before, the seasons have shifted, and now we just seem to be enjoying this. It seems to be like we've had a few weeks of decent weather now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does feel like we've had a summer now.
It did take a long time to get here. But I just think the garden's looking amazing, and really exciting things to talk about next week with regards to what's happening.
Yeah, we've got some big news, but we'll
reveal that later on.
Reveal it in another cast. Yeah. If you follow me down the path.
You need to name these paths, I think.
Like a road system.
Yeah.
Euphorbia mellifera, that's always a good one. Although now it's shaded out, I think it started to, suffer slightly, but we'll bear with it, see what happens. More miscanthus. Another tetrapanics. This is the standard form. More houseplants. Another begonia, which is nice. Another philodendron. Another monstera there. Runnera. That's quite a cool one. They're hardy, so they stay out. Begonia, I think it's tiger eye, which is another really cool. It's looks spiky, but it's not. It's actually quite soft. But again, the underside of the leaf is quite interesting.
Just show us the underside of that leaf again. Yeah, it's lovely, that, isn't it? Yeah, it's really nice.
Ferns, and a dwarf Cavendish banana, which is just an offset from the main plant, which put in this morning. But it just all adds to it.
Yeah. If we head right through down the steps and towards the koi pond. Onto the Mediterranean patio.
This colocasia, so I grow them as marginals in the pond. And this year, finally, I mean, that leaf's absolutely huge. And every time it spits one out, they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's been a good year for the colocages.
Yeah, that's
But they were
amazing.
started in the tortoise enclosure, so they were started in February, so they've had that time to be able to
Yeah.
acclimatise.
I mean, look at the size of that leaf.
Big, isn't it?
Put my hand against that. Look. Yeah, it's awesome.
This is a fig that is. This was given to me by Philip as well. It's actually species unknown. It's yet to be named. Yeah,
really?
It's yet to be named. I won't reveal the name because I'm not sure whether he wants it revealed yet. But
so he's bred that, or
this has been bred by him. Yeah.
Really?
So this is the only one of the only ones of this kind, which is quite a cool thing to
really,
have.
Really cool.
Cottage vibes.
Dahlia or Dahlia?
Dahlia. Yeah, it's not something I'd really delve into, but since we've had the patio, it's kind of something I've had to.
I think you need colour on this patio.
I think you're right.
because obviously the white walls and you went to Menorca like us this year, and the pink against the white walls in Menorca, which is obviously the med, just looks stunning, doesn't it? I think having that colour against the fairly bland backdrop of the wall and the floor, it brings it out, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And the grapes have done really well this year.
Oh yeah, wow! Look at this.
There's loads. They're everywhere, and they're starting to hang down now. This is the first year I've actually had bunches.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Do you think this area is underused, or do you feel like
this is probably used more than the jungle area?
Really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's because you come straight from the house onto this area. But it's nice because you can see the jungle and look out at the jungle, and you know it's still there.
Yeah.
You can see the bananas, and the miscanthus. Paulonia as well. So it's really nice to look up at.
That buddleia for me, it's not working this year.
It's one that I've just got given and just threw into the ground. The only problem is where I've put the chimnea, the heat from the chimnea is scorching it.
Yeah.
I'm either going to have to rethink the buddleia or rethink the chimnea, but it's there for now. It's
sometimes they look amazing, and sometimes they just look sort of messy, don't they?
Yeah.
But it just depends. It depends where it's at with the season, I suppose.
It can stay there for
Mine
now.
looks messy now as well. Yeah.
Another Ensete is doing really well. The Ricinus haven't done very well this year. I think it's probably got in too much shade. But again, it can stay. See out the end of the season. But yeah, things are looking good.
Thanks for joining us on our most recent tour of Chris garden, where obviously today we've talked about his use of houseplants coming out at the right times, when to take them back in again, and the effect that they can have, especially under the canopy of his jungle / rainforest. We hope you can join us again soon, and please do subscribe, and you'll see more of our long form content and shorts, and we'll be doing another longer video next week amongst all the shorts that we're trying to get across. And we'll see you again soon, yeah?
See you later.
Bye for now.